All right, everybody, how's it going? We have some breaking news from around the NFL. Of course, by now you might have heard, you've probably already heard the rumblings. The Patriots earlier today had to release Julian Edelman because he failed his physical regarding a knee injury, and he just announced his retirement. This is what some of the video says. You can go and watch the video on Julian Edelman's Twitter account. It's a pretty touching video, very well done. In it, he says, "Nothing in my career has ever come easy, and no surprise, this isn't going to be easy either. I've always said I'll go until the wheels come off, and they finally have fallen off. Due to an injury last year, I'll be making my official retirement, or I'll be making my official announcement. I'll be making my official announcement of my retirement from football. Sorry about that. This kind of sucks. He's literally one of my all-time favorite players. So this is kind of a rough situation, not rough, but like sad situation." 620 catches, 8,822 receiving yards, 3 Super Bowl championships, and one of them is a Super Bowl MVP. One of the great catches. He played in 137 games, 2009 to 2020. I mean, he was one of the more consistent players. He's always out there. I know the last couple seasons it was a little bit injury prone, but again, he played hard, played very, very aggressively, and those kind of injuries, it was a long time coming type situation. But yeah, the My Sports update says, Julian's story is incredible. No scholarships out of high school. He played quarterback at Kent State. No combine invite. Was drafted in the 7th round. Was 11 years as Tom Brady's go-to receiver, the security blanket. 600 catches, 6,000 yards. Wins 3 Super Bowls and an MVP. This wasn't supposed to happen. Julian Edelman's career wasn't really ever supposed to be a thing. He wasn't supposed to retire as one of the all-time leaders in postseason statistics for wide receivers. He wasn't supposed to be, a potential Hall of Fame caliber wide receiver. And that's really what the real question is now. Does Julian Edelman get into the Hall of Fame? When we look at the numbers, those look like pretty solid numbers. 30? So only 36 career receiving touchdowns. So that's not exactly the... Oh, hold on. What the hell? Yeah, 36. But again, a lot of his damage comes in the playoffs. When you go down and look at his playoffs, 1,400 and... it's just... It's the playoffs. That's really where he comes into thing. All of these great numbers. I mean, when you look at Jerry Rice as a comparison... Let's go look at Jerry Rice stats, just so you have a comparison for what Edelman was able to do in the playoffs. Playoffs. Where is it at? Playoffs. Obviously, Rice is going to have a little bit more touchdowns, but look at it. 2,245 yards. Edelman, 1,442. Only 5 receiving touchdowns, obviously not that many. But still, I mean, he's very close to what one of the GOATs was able to do. Receptions, 118 to Jerry Rice's 151 in the playoffs. Yeah, so when you have to consider is Julian Edelman going to be a Hall of Famer, you have to look at one thing: is playoffs. Another good thing to look at would be the Eli Manning situation. If it was just regular season based, I don't think Eli Manning gets into the Hall of Fame one day. But when you put into account his playoff success, what he did in the Super Bowl, that's probable first ballot Hall of Famer. And then you have to now look at a guy like Julian Edelman. If the quarterback Eli Manning is going to get in to the Hall of Fame on basically 2 Super Bowl wins, then Julian Edelman as a Super Bowl MVP with 3 rings, with some of the better numbers in playoff football as a receiver, that's maybe not a first ballot, but I think he is a Hall of Famer. He'll probably get in. I don't know if it's first. I don't know if it's second, but by his third selection round, he's probably going to get in. He's one of the greater slot receivers, pretty revolutionary for his position. I mean, you have Wes Welker, who was a little bit before him, but Wes kind of faded out after 5 years of being relevant. Julian did it for about a 10-year stretch there. And I mean, it was, he's just been Mr. Consistency for the Patriots, and it's just a sad day. It's really the start of a new era. Brady left, Gronk left last year. And now there goes Jules. I mean, now it really is a brand new team. It's the offense is completely new. The only real consistent thing is Andrews and James White. Now everything else is pretty much brand new. It's maybe some. It's just weird. It's really truly the end of the second half of the dynasty. So I know this wasn't the greatest video, but I'm a little little upset because it's Julian Edelman. He's always been one of my favorite players on the Patriots, and last year he was my favorite player on it. So, by having his former contract terminated this is just tweeted, for a failed physical today, former Patriots now becomes eligible for injury protection benefit. Oh, okay, cool. Gets a little extra money, a little extra. One hell of a career. Thank you, Julian Edelman. So the Patriots are tweeting it out. So yeah, that sucks. People, it's a sad situation. Here's what Bill Belichick said on The Ultimate Competitor. By any measure of what constitute an elite NFL career, wins, championships, production, Julian has it all, Belichick said. Few players can match Julian's achievements, period. But considering his professional trajectory and longevity, the group is even more select. It is historic. This is a tribute to his legendary competitiveness, mental and physical toughness, and will to excel. Basically, what that first thing says is what I said a little earlier. This career that he had was never supposed to happen. The numbers he put up, the way he got into the league, just the backwards path to becoming one of the greater receivers, never was supposed to happen. This is a tribute to his legendary competitive mental. I already read that. Day in and day out, Julian will always the same, all out. Then, in the biggest games and moments, with championships at stake, he reached even greater heights and delivered some of his best, most thrilling performances. Part of the reason why he got hurt was that attitude, all out. That's basically part of the reason why his body started to fail. His team was, his body failed. He played very aggressively in a very aggressive league. So, very awesome. For all Julian did for our team, what I may appreciate the most is how he was the quintessential throwback player. He could and did do everything: catch, run, throw, block, return, cover, and tackle, all with an edge and attitude that would not allow him to fail under any circumstance. Edelman is the ultimate competitor, and it was a privilege to coach him. Yep, that's basically the best. That's the best way to wrap this video up, actually. And screw that guy, Jack Johnson, probably a friggin' Jets fan. Oh, okay. Anyway, but yeah, so that's basically that. Julian Edelman announces his retirement, well deserved, well earned. He wasn't able to really come back from that knee injury that he suffered last season, and it's kind of been plaguing him for the last couple of years. This was something we probably expected to happen, but we really didn't want to see it to happen if you're a Patriots fan. Kind of had that feeling, but boy, oh boy. So yeah, that's it. Jules is out. Number 11 is going to hang it up. One has to wonder who's going to be the new slot receiver, and that's something we'll address when it comes. N'Keal Harry might be an option. Jacoby Myers might be an option. So we'll look at that. Maybe we draft somebody for that position. So now we're in the question there. So we'll see what the future holds. But well-earned retirement. Hopefully this ends with Julian Edelman being in the Hall of Fame very, very soon. Hopefully it's first ballot, but I kind of doubt that. So let me know what you think about the Julian Edelman retiring. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But yeah, so this sucks. I would say leave a like and all that, and all that, but this isn't really likable. But you can leave a like. I'd appreciate it. YouTube stuff and blah, blah, blah. And all right, well, let me know what you think. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for listening. Peace out.